Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Timmins High and Vocational School 2024 commencement ceremony. I would like to begin by acknowledging that we, as a school board, are guests in the lands of the Anishinaabe, Algonquin, and Cree people located in the Robinson, Huron, and Treaty 9 territory. We also recognize the enduring presence of all First Nation, Métis, and Inuit people. We are honored to have special guests, Chair of District School Board Ontario Northeast, Mr. Stephen Meunier, and Trustee of District School Board Ontario Northeast, Mr. Bob Brush. You are welcome to take photographs and videos. We do ask, however, that you please turn off the sounds of your cell phone for the duration of the ceremony. Please be advised that the fire exits are at the top of the auditorium. We will now begin our commencement ceremony. Please remain seated while the graduates enter the theater. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating class of 2024. At this time, you're welcome to stand as the New Moon Singers pay tribute to our graduates with a traditional honor song. Elder George Rose will also acknowledge the four directions with the eagle feather. Afterwards, there will be the playing of our national anthem by Timmins Symphony musicians Angela Garwood-Tao and Joanna Melson.
Way
I would like to begin by introducing Mr. Steve Minier, Chair of District School Board Ontario Northeast. Chair Minier is here to bring greetings to the graduating class of 2024 from the board.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Steve Minier, and it is my great honor to be here to bring greetings from the Board of Trustees for District School Board Ontario Northeast. Today, we gather to recognize and honor the achievements of the remarkable young women and men of Class 2024. This day marks the culmination of years of hard work, dedication, and perseverance. The graduates have navigated the challenge of rigorous academic demands, extracurricular activities, and contributed to the vibrant life of their school community. As the graduates leave these halls, you will carry with you more than just the knowledge you have gained. You will carry memories of friendships and experiences that have shaped you into the individuals that you are today. Your time here has prepared you not just for the next step in your academic or professional careers, but for life itself. Always be confident in your ability. To the parents and families, thank you for your steadfast support and encouragement. Your guidance has been instrumental in the success of these graduates, and today is as much of a celebration of your efforts as it is of theirs. To the dedicated staff and faculty of this amazing school, thank you for your commitment to excellence in education, your passion for teaching, and your dedication to nurturing the potential of each student have made this day possible. To the graduates, as you move forward, always carry with you the values of integrity, compassion, and curiosity. These will guide you through the complexities of life and help you to make meaningful contributions to the world. In closing, I would say, congratulations, class of 2024. We are incredibly proud of you and excited to see where your journey takes you. Remember, this is not the end, but the beginning. The future is yours to create. Thank you. Miigwech. Merci.
We will now acknowledge the awards and scholarships for which community members are in attendance to present. The remainder of the scholarships will be awarded during the diploma presentations. Ms. Kay will introduce our presenters.
Okay, we will begin our awards presentations by announcing the Gold Pin winners. The Gold Pin is the highest individual award that a Timmins High student can receive. Gold Pins are awarded annually to deserving students in their graduating year. In order to be eligible, students must have achieved an overall academic average of 70% throughout their high school years, with no one single year being below 65%. They must have contributed significantly to a variety of out-of-class activities at the school, must have demonstrated leadership qualities, and must have been positive role models for our student body and the community. The Gold Pin Committee carefully reviews the background of each nominee and conducts interviews. Those nominees who meet the Gold Pin criteria are the most deserving Gold Pin recipients. Mr. Reed, Acting Vice Principal of Timmins High Vocational School, will present the Gold Pins this year to Hayden Bedard and Alyssa Delich. Thank you, Mr. Reed. I now call upon Wayne Snyder, a member of the Schumacher Lions Club, to present the next award. The Schumacher Lions Oliver Lorla Memorial Award is awarded to a graduate of high academic standing who has been active in the life of the school and or the community. The award will be presented to Alyssa Delich. Thank you, Mr. Snyder. The Building Female Executive Scholarship by Julia Grasser was just launched this year, and it serves as a contribution to advance female graduates' ambitions to pursue post-secondary studies in business. Julia Grasser, the contributor of this award and founder of the Providence Consulting, is also a graduate of Timmins High and has worked across the globe contributing her strategic business consulting prowess across industries. She created this award to advance female presence in the business world. The student selected for this award shares similar drive and passion, like Julia, in paving the way for female executives in the business world. Debbie Grasser, Julia's mother, will present this award to Catalina Prout. Thank you, Mrs. Grasser. Okay, our next one, Newmont Porcupine generously donates a bursary to a deserving student who has an outstanding academic average, an excellent attendance record, has participated in school and community events, and is pursuing post-secondary education in either trades, technology, education, health, or community. I call upon Dana Bonzel, Human Resources and Technical Training Administrator from Newmont Porcupine, to present the bursary to Mitchell Hosman. Thank you, Ms. Bonzel. I would ask Owen Rigg to please come forward to make the next presentation. The Rigg Family Scholarship is presented to a well-balanced student who contributes to the betterment of the student body and has a willingness in making a considerable effort in supporting the community while maintaining academics and participating in extracurriculars. Mr. Rigg will make the presentation of this award to Oscar Clark. Thank you, Mr. Rigg. Nick and Cher Bukhar, members of the Timmins Rotary Club, will present the next award. The Timmins Rotary Club Scholarship is awarded to a graduate who demonstrates leadership and has been involved in the community. Nick and Cheryl will present this award to Alyssa Delich. Thank you, Mr. Bukhar. The Northern College Board of Governors entrance scholarships are presented to students who are of high academic standings, have demonstrated community involvement, and are intending to enroll as a full-time student in a post-secondary or skills program at any of the Northern College campuses in the fall of 2024. I call upon Conwalit Baines, a representative of the Northern College Board of Governors, to make the presentation of this award to Addison Roberge and Nolan Laneville. One more. Yeah, we got two. Thank you, Ms. Baines. The Elise Moisen Hrolovich bursary is being presented in memory of Elise, a Timmins High custodian who valued education and lifelong learning. This bursary is presented to a deserving student who shares in Elise's values and drive to pursue higher education to better themselves, their families, and community. I call upon Brian Hrolovich, Elise's son, and Roy Moisen, Elise's brother, to present this award to Brianna Corey. Thank you, Brian. I now call upon Mr. Reed, Acting Vice Principal of Timmins High Vocational School, to make the next presentation. Shania Twain provides scholarships to deserving grads from Timmins High. This award is presented to students who have demonstrated the qualities of Shania, especially her hard work, a concern for others, and her determination to achieve a dream. This year's recipients are Hunter Corsten and Michael Sobrian. Thank you, Mr. Reed. I will now ask Trustee of District School Board Ontario Northeast, Bob Rush, to distribute the next awards. So the first one is the Timmins High and Vocational School Staff Appreciation Bursaries. They're bursaries that are funded by the Timmins High Alumni Association. One bursary is awarded to a student pursuing studies in the health science field, and another to a student entering an art-related field. Recipients are also students who have contributed to both the life of the school and the community. Trustee Brush will present these awards to Hayden Bedard and Charlie Plourde. I need you both to stay there for a moment. You too, Hayden. Trustee Brush will also present the next award. Hayden, will you remain on stage? Thank you. Each year, District School Board Ontario Northeast invites students from within the district to sit on the Board of Trustees. This year, we were honored to have a student from Timmins High chosen to represent the student body as a student trustee. Trustee Brush will present the District School Board Ontario Northeast Student Trustee Honorarium to Hayden Bedard. Thank you, Trustee Brush. Okay, final presentations. So we have two left. The first one is the Principal's Award for Student Achievement, and I'd like to invite Mr. Swartz, Principal of Timmins High and Vocational School, to hand out the next two awards. So the Principal's Award for Student Leadership is awarded to a graduating student who has exemplified leadership qualities during his or her school years. Mr. Swartz will make this presentation to Alyssa Delich. And our last presentation is for the Governor General's Medal. And this one is awarded annually to the student who achieves the highest academic standing. On behalf of Her Excellency, the Right Honorable Mary Simon, Governor General of Canada, Mr. Swartz will award this academic medal to Hudson Willett. Thank you, Mr. Swartz. That concludes our awards presentation. We would like to thank all of the donors for their contributions to our graduating class. Thank you to the presenters who are here to celebrate the accomplishments of the graduating class, and congratulations to all recipients on your awards.
I would like to ask Hayden Bedard, a graduation executive member, to acknowledge our donors.
Thank you, everybody. The investment in education has a lasting impact on the future leaders of our community. Post-secondary education, although an important investment, is a huge financial commitment. It is because of the donations made today from our community partners and the continued work done by the Timmins High Alumni Association that some of these financial burdens will be alleviated. On behalf of the graduating class, I would like to offer my sincere gratitude to all of the scholarship and bursary donors who have so graciously contributed towards our post-secondary studies. The importance of your support cannot be measured, and for that, we thank you.
We now ask the graduates to leave the stage for the presentation of diplomas. In the meantime, musicians Angela Garwood-Tao and Joanna Milson will provide several musical selections. Please note that this is not a long break. Please remain in the theater. We will continue the ceremony as soon as the graduates are ready. This is the part of the ceremony that the students have been striving for, the presentation of the Ontario Secondary School Diplomas. The graduates have been divided alphabetically into 5 groups. They will be presented with a diploma as their name is announced. Please refrain from applauding and remain in the theater until each group of diplomas has been presented. We'll do a collective applause at the end of all diploma presentations. Some students will be introduced as having received a specialist high skills major diploma and will be wearing a red graduation cord. These diplomas are given to graduates who fulfilled the requirements of a specialist high skills major offered here at Timmins High in arts and culture, business, construction, health and wellness, and hospitality and tourism. The diplomas are identified by means of a red seal. Some graduates will be receiving a braid of sweetgrass along with their diploma at our ceremony today. Those students who requested it will be gifted with a braid of sweetgrass, which will provide the graduate with positivity and strength as they move on to the next step in their journey. You will also notice that some students are wearing a white graduation cord. These cords are worn by graduates who have received their FSL French certificate, successfully completed the FIF 4U grade 12 French immersion course, and have challenged the DELF exam. Mrs. Rathel will present diplomas for the first group of students. Reciting the names will be Mr. Power.
Julia Abbott. Julia is receiving a Red Seal Diploma for Health and Wellness Specialist High Skills Major. Julia is enrolled in the paramedic program at Northern College. McGuire Achnipaniscum. McGuire is entering the workforce with plans to pursue police foundations. McGuire is the recipient of the Learn and Work Bursary. Kirsten Koletka Adams. Kirsten is enrolled in the Bachelor of Arts Social Science program at Brock University. Kirsten is the recipient of the Polish White Eagle Society Scholarship. Mohammed Al-Ahmed. Mohammed is enrolled in the Police Foundations program at Northern College. Al Ibrahim. Al is enrolled in the Civil Engineering program at Lakehead University. Evelyn Arnold. Evelyn is receiving a Red Seal Diploma for the Health and Wellness Specialist High Skills Major. Evelyn is enrolled in the Practical Nursing program at Northern College. Luca Berzuti. Luca is enrolled in the Bachelor of Arts Law and Justice program at Laurentian University. Luca is the recipient of the Ontario Secondary School Teachers Federation Memorial Scholarship. Hayden Bedard. Hayden is enrolled in the Bachelor of Public Affairs and Policy Management program at Carleton University. Hayden is the recipient of the District School Board Ontario Northeast Student Trustee Honorarium, the Edward M. Collins Scholarship, a Timmins High Gold Pin Award, and the TH&VS Staff Appreciation Bursary. Scott Bellumeur. Scott is enrolled in the Electrical Engineering Technician program at Sheridan College. Scott is the recipient of the Cleveland Family Scholarship. Lowen Benham. Lowen is enrolled in the Environmental Engineering program at Carleton University. Lowen is the recipient of the Doug Howie Memorial Scholarship and the Evelyn Reimer Memorial Scholarship. Bruin Boyce. Bruin is entering the workforce. Bruin is the recipient of the Kiwanis Club of Timmins Scholarship. Austin Brandon. Austin is receiving a Red Seal Diploma for the Construction Specialist High Skills Major. Austin is enrolled in the Mechanical Techniques Industrial Millwright program at Northern College. He is also the recipient of the Lakeshore Gold Scholarship. Rory Brazo. Rory is enrolled in the Early Childhood Education program at Algonquin College. Rory is the recipient of the Helen Evanoff Memorial Award. Aiden Bukhar. Aiden is entering the workforce, then pursuing post-secondary in 2025. Aiden is the recipient of the Ryan Reed Memorial Scholarship. Jackson Kadagi. Jackson is enrolled in the Electrical Engineering Technician program at Northern College. Peyton Cardinal. Peyton is enrolled in the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program at Canadore College. Leanne Castillo. Leanne is receiving a Red Seal Diploma for the Health and Wellness Specialist High Skills Major. Leanne is enrolled in the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program at Northern College. The big dog, Nathan Chartrand. Nathan's enrolled in the Motive Power Technician Automotive Service program at Northern College. He's also the recipient of the Del Monte Gravel Scholarship. Oscar the Legend Clark. Oscar's enrolled in the Aerospace Engineering program at Carleton University. Oscar's the recipient of the Rigg Family Scholarship and the Timmins High Athletic Leadership Award. Keenan Cleverden. Keenan is entering the workforce. Alicia Cloître. Alicia is entering the workforce and then pursuing post-secondary education. Sarah Rose Cloutier. Sarah Rose is enrolled in the paramedic program at Northern College. Not embarrassing whatsoever. They're very proud. Congrats. Hunter Corsten. Hunter is enrolled in the Electrical Engineering Technician program at Cambrian College. Hunter is the recipient of the Shania Twain Scholarship. Andrew Cuthbert. Andrew is returning to Timmins High and Vocational School in the fall. Andrew is the recipient of the Craig Beta Memorial Scholarship. Your next presenter will be Mr. Morrison, and reciting the names will be Miss Clement. Thank you.
David Dajne. David is enrolled in the Mining Engineering Technician program at Northern College. David is the recipient of the Morris Duguay Senior Memorial Bursary. Kim Lawrence de Assis. Kim is entering a heavy-duty equipment apprenticeship with CJ Equipment. Kim is the recipient of the Timmins Garage Scholarship and the Learn and Work Bursary. James DeBlois. James is entering the Bachelor of Computer Systems Engineering program at Carleton University. James is a recipient of the May Family Scholarship. Amelia DeBaskiji. Amelia is entering the Bachelor of Fine Arts program at Western University. Amelia is the recipient of the Rita Secombe Scholarship. Rainer DeBlois. Rainer is pursuing a career in mining. Ocean Delorier. Ocean is entering the workforce. Alyssa Delich. Alyssa is entering the Bachelor of Arts Political Science program at Queen's University, where she is a recipient of the Queen's University Chancellor Scholarship. Alyssa is also the recipient of a Timmins High Gold Pin Award, the Lily Anderson Memorial Scholarship, the Schumacher Alumni Scholarship, the Schumacher Lions Club Oliver Lorela Memorial Scholarship, the Timmins Rotary Club Scholarship, and the Principal's Award for Student Leadership. Braden Drynan. Braden is entering the Electrical Engineering program at Ontario Tech University. Braden is the recipient of the Cleveland Family Scholarship. Connor Fauché. Connor is entering the workforce. Connor is the recipient of the Timmins Construction Association Scholarship. Carrie Genier. Carrie is entering the Interior Decorating program at Georgian College. Taylor Gervais. Taylor is entering a sheet metal apprenticeship with Air Max Plus. Carlo Gonzalez. Carlo is entering the Civil Engineering Technician program at Northern College. Kalina Goulet. Kalina is receiving a Red Seal Diploma for the Health and Wellness Specialist High Skills major. Kalina is taking a year off to work and travel. Madison Green. Madison is entering the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program at Northern College. Zachary Groves. Zachary is entering the workforce. Sienna Gwindon. Sienna is receiving a Red Seal Diploma for the Business Specialist High Skills major. Sienna is entering the Honors Bachelor of Business Administration program at Cambrian College. Sienna is the recipient of the Baker Tilly SNT Secondary School Bursary Award. Emma Harvey. Emma is entering the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program at Northern College. Caden Heavens. Caden is entering the concurrent Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Education program at Nipissing University and has received the Nipissing University Chancellor's Award. Caden is also the recipient of the Frank Graff Memorial Scholarship. Chaz Heru. Chaz is entering the workforce. Mitchell Hosman. Mitchell is entering the Electrical Engineering program at Carleton University. Mitchell is a recipient of the Newmont Porcupine Bursary. Cameron Hyde. Cameron is entering the Dental Hygiene program at Canadore College. The next presenter will be Ms. Chalou. Reciting the names will be Mr. Aston.
Tannen Iserhoff. Tannen is playing Junior A hockey for the Sudbury Cubs in the fall. Kendrick Jeremiah. Kendrick is entering the workforce and pursuing post-secondary in the fall of 2025. Kendra Jeté Pilon. Kendra will be entering post-secondary in the fall of 2025. Kendra is also the recipient of the Stephanie Benning Figueroa Memorial Scholarship. Stephen Johnston. Stephen is entering an electrical apprenticeship with Tisdale Mechanical. Stephen is also the recipient of the Dr. Gagan Ahuja Memorial Scholarship. Washavi Kamasarandu. Washavi is entering the Tourism Travel Services Management program at Humber College. Aiden Kanapasweet. Aiden is entering the Sport Management program at Humber College. Aiden is also the recipient of the Timmins Native Friendship Scholarship. Brian Kanapasweet. Brian is entering the Heavy Equipment Technician program at Cambrian College. Kyra Kanapasweet. Kyra is entering the Bachelor of Arts, Law, and Justice program at Laurentian University. Rylan Kanapasweet. Rylan is entering the Aviation Technology Aircraft Maintenance and Structures program at Canadore College. Brianna Corey. Brianna is entering the Social Service Worker program at Cambrian College. Brianna is also the recipient of the Elise Moisen Haralovich Bursary. Landon Lamarand. Landon is entering the workforce. Nolan Laneville. Nolan is entering the Electrical Engineering Technician program at Northern College. Nolan is also the recipient of the Northern College Board of Governors Entrance Scholarship. Kennedy Langlois. Kennedy is entering the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program at Northern College. Nora Dale LaRose. Nora Dale is entering the workforce. Jordan LaFive. Jordan is entering the Electrical Engineering Technician program at Northern College. Jordan is also the recipient of the Lakeshore Gold Scholarship. Michaela Lepine. Michaela is returning to Timmins High and Vocational School, but then pursuing post-secondary studies in the fall of 2025. Ethan LaRue. Ethan plans to pursue the paramedic program at Canadore College. Usman Liaquat. Usman is entering the mining engineering program at Laurentian University. Mitchell Linklater. Mitchell is entering the workforce. Eva Litt. Eva is entering the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program at Canadore College. Emerson Lively. Emerson is entering the Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and Linguistics program at the University of Ottawa. Emerson is the recipient of the Richelieu Club of Timmins Scholarship. The next presenter will be Mr. Haler. Reciting the names will be Mrs. Bernier.
Peyton Mahoney. Peyton will be taking a year off before entering post-secondary education. Congratulations, Peyton. Julian Manol. Julian will be entering the workforce. Mac Marson. Mac will be entering the workforce. Logan Martell. Logan will be entering the workforce. Connor McDowell. Connor is receiving a Red Seal diploma for the Construction Specialist High Skills major. Connor is entering the computer programming program at Northern College. Colin Malunchi Hintz. Colin will be entering the workforce. Danica Montigny. Danica is entering the workforce. Kenya Murray. Kenya is entering the paramedic program at Cambrian College with plans to pursue air paramedics. Kenya is the recipient of the Chris Martin Foundation bursary. Trinity Nicholson. Trinity is returning to Timmins High and Vocational School in the fall. Dylan Oshowe.
Dylan is entering the Bachelor of Arts in History program at Queen's University. Dylan is the recipient of the Hetty Baker Graff Scholarship. Hudson Ouellette. Hudson is receiving a Red Seal Diploma for the Construction Specialist High Skills major. Hudson is pursuing an electrical apprenticeship. He is the recipient of the Massioli Construction Scholarship and the Governor General's Medal. Brooke Parr. Brooke is receiving a Red Seal Diploma for the Business Specialist High Skills major. Brooke is entering the Bachelor of Management and Organizational Studies Accounting at Western University. Brooke is the recipient of the Eric Peterson Memorial Scholarship. Talia Paul. Talia is receiving a Red Seal Diploma for the Health and Wellness Specialist High Skills major. Talia will be entering the workforce. Carson Pilkington. Carson is returning to Timmins High and Vocational School in the fall. Charlie Pleward. Charlie is receiving a Red Seal Diploma for the Health and Wellness Specialist High Skills major. Charlie is entering the Massage Therapy Advanced Diploma program at Cambrian College. Charlie is the recipient of the Timmins High and Vocational Staff Appreciation Bursary. Travis Pone. Travis is taking e-learning courses in trades and plumbing at the Stratford Career Institute while playing junior A hockey with the Timmins Rock in the fall. Emma Polk. Emma is entering the Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry program at the University of Ottawa. Emma is the recipient of the Compass Group Canada Scholarship. Aries Power. Aries is returning to Timmins High and Vocational School in the fall. Leland Prue. Leland is pursuing an automotive apprenticeship. Leland is the recipient of the Bruno Toffanello Memorial Scholarship. Catalina Prout. Catalina is entering the Bachelor of Commerce program at Carleton University. Catalina is the recipient of the Building Female Executive Scholarship by Julia Grasser. Sierra Poulis. Sierra is receiving a Red Seal Diploma for the Health and Wellness Specialist High Skills major. Sierra is entering the workforce. The final presenter will be Mrs. Smith, and reciting names will be Mr. Clements.
Thea Rasico. Thea is taking a year off to work and explore her options. Benjamin Rickard. Benjamin is returning to Timmins High and Vocational School in the fall. Ella Rimmer. Ella is taking a year off and pursuing post-secondary in 2025. Ella is the recipient of the Timmins High Staff Scholarship. Addison Raberge. Addison is receiving a Red Seal Diploma for the Health and Wellness Specialist High Skills major. Addison is entering the Addiction and Mental Health Worker program at Northern College. Addison is the recipient of the Northern College Board of Governors Entrance Scholarship. Sienna Robert. Sienna is entering the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program at Northern College. Sienna is the recipient of the OSSTF District 1 Educational Support Staff Bursary. Harley Rochlow. Harley is entering the workforce. Sierra Rada. Sierra is taking a year off to explore options. Sierra is the recipient of the Ontario Secondary School Teachers Federation Memorial Scholarship. Kendra Russenstrom. Kendra is entering the Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology program at the University of Calgary. Kendra is the recipient of the Brent Reed Memorial Scholarship and the Lorianne Teixeira Memorial Scholarship. Tyler Santos. Tyler is returning to Timmins High and Vocational School in the fall. Carly Scales. Carly is receiving a Red Seal Diploma for the Construction Specialist High Skills major. Carly is entering the Heavy Equipment Techniques program at Northern College. Carly is the recipient of the Lakeshore Gold Scholarship. Jasmine Secord. Jasmine is entering the paramedic program at Cambrian College. Benjamin Skinner. Benjamin is returning to Timmins High and Vocational School in the fall. Benjamin is the recipient of the Timmins High Staff Scholarship. Grant Smith. Grant is entering the Social Service Worker program at Northern College. Grant is the recipient of the Sean Graff Memorial Scholarship. Olivia Smith. Olivia is returning to Timmins High and Vocational School in the fall. Olivia is the recipient of the Ontario Secondary School Teachers Federation Scholarship. Bailey Stack. Bailey is returning to Timmins High and Vocational School in the fall. Emma Stavre. Emma is entering the Bachelor of Science program at Queen's University. Emma is the recipient of the Frank Michaud Memorial Bursary. Ali Saint Laurent. Ali is returning to Timmins High and Vocational School in the fall. Amelia St. Louis. Amelia is entering the Early Childhood Education program at Northern College. Amelia is the recipient of the David Fong Photography Memorial Scholarship. Michael Sobrian. Michael is playing soccer in England with Macclesfield FC Academy. Michael is the recipient of the Shania Twain Scholarship. Eddie Sutherland. Eddie is entering the workforce. Cohen Sutherland. Cohen is entering the Motive Power Technician Heavy Equipment program at Northern College. Kaya Taylor. Kaya is receiving a Red Seal Diploma for the Health and Wellness Specialist High Skills major. Kaya is entering the Bachelor of Science in Psychology program at the University of Toronto. Kaya is the recipient of the Porcupine Dantes Club Scholarship, the Susan Hall Memorial Scholarship, and the University of Toronto Book Award. Leah Teal. Leah is entering the Bachelor of Science program at Brock University. Calvin Vickers. Calvin is pursuing a truck and coach apprenticeship. Haley Wesley. Haley is entering the Community and Justice Services program at Cambrian College. Jack Whalen. Jack is returning to Timmins High and Vocational School in the fall and then pursuing the military. Zoe Whitehead. Zoe is entering the Bachelor of Arts program at Queen's University. Zoe is the recipient of the Margaret Clausey Memorial Scholarship. Michaela Wilkinson. Michaela is joining the military. Gray Wilson. Gray is returning to Timmins High and Vocational School in the fall.
This concludes the diploma presentation portion of our ceremony. In preparation for the final portion of the evening, musicians Angela Garwood-Tao and Joanna Milson will entertain us with several musical selections. Once again, please note that this is a very short break to allow the graduates to return to the stage. Please do not leave the theater. At this time, I ask the graduates to move your tassel from the right to the left side of your cap to symbolize your graduation from high school. I will now call upon Mr. Swartz, principal at Timmins High and Vocational School, to address the graduates.
Thank you very much. So I'd like to start off, good evening everyone, and to the graduates of 2022, I'd like to give you another round of applause because under those gowns they look so sharp tonight, so let's give them a big round of applause. Oh, sorry, 24. Sorry, 2024, my apologies. So today marks a significant milestone in your lives. You've journeyed together through challenges and triumphs, and now stand on the threshold of new beginnings. As we step into the world beyond these walls, let's carry with us the lessons learned here. Perseverance in the face of adversity, the value of friendship and community, and the power of knowledge to transform lives. Remember, success is not solely defined by achievements, but the impact we have on others. So let's strive to be compassionate leaders, innovative thinkers, and lifelong learners. Congratulations to each of you, your teachers and support staff, and your families. May your futures be filled with purpose, passion, and endless possibilities. Congratulations to you all.
I would now like to call upon graduation executive member Brooke Parr to introduce this year's guest speaker to the class of 2024.
Good evening, everyone. As we celebrate 100 years of Timmins High, we are very fortunate to have a long-standing, well-respected member of both Timmins High family as well as the City of Timmins address the graduating class of 2024 as our guest speaker. Judge Ralph Carr was born and raised in Timmins and graduated from Timmins High and Vocational School in 1969 before attending York University and then law school in Windsor. Returning to Timmins, Judge Carr worked as a lawyer before becoming a judge with the Ontario Court of Justice in 1991. Along with his wife Diane, Judge Carr raised 5 daughters, all of whom attended Timmins High and Vocational School. Of their 17 grandchildren, 4 have also graduated from Timmins High, with another expected to graduate within a few years. Judge Carr retired in 2016, but continues to work on a part-time basis. Please join me in welcoming your 2024 guest speaker and TH&VS alumni, the Honorable Judge Ralph Carr.
Well, this is a very special night for you, and I feel a little awkward standing here with my back to you, the graduates, but that's the way the podium's set up, so I'll speak to your mums and dads and your grandparents, but I want you to know, first and foremost, my remarks are being directed towards you. It's an honor to be here tonight for me, for sure. I've been here many times. I graduated here in 1969, 5 girls, 4 grandkids, a few other times as well. So I've been here, but this is a very special night because it is the 100th, I'm told, celebration of graduating students at Timmins High Vocational School. Now, the school, I think, started a year or 2 before that in the old building, but before that, it was carried on, the high school was carried on in the upper level of what was known as the Marshall Eccleston building at the corner of 3rd and Pine. Now it's where the sushi shop is. Up there, that was the high school. That building was built in about 1914, and they had to have a high school. And that's where it was, Timmins High was in the beginning. So it's really changed a lot. This is a 3rd iteration in terms of school buildings. of the high school. And for the 100th anniversary celebration, it's really a great night. So I want to congratulate you guys especially. And it is special for a number of reasons. First of all, for very personal reasons for each and every one of you, for sure. Timmins High occupied a very important place in my life experiences. I was here for 5 years in the 1960s. I grew up here in a very real sense in the high school. I loved high school, especially grade 11. I spent 2 years in grade 11. And I tell people that I graduated with a 96% average. I got 50% the first year and the balance my second year in grade 11. But I grew up a little bit and got some wind in my sails and pursued schooling after that to some degree. So the challenges that life presented then are much the same as the ones that are being experienced by the kids these days. And we worked it out then in the dressing rooms, in the arenas, and on the football field, and in the high school, in the hallways of the old school. I'm sure the same is for you now. I'd like to congratulate not only the students, but the moms and dads and the grandparents and the teachers, because you all have had a hand in bringing these kids to this point. And it doesn't stop here. We all continue to need support and encouragement throughout life. Maturity brings with it a number of things. Someone who has received encouragement gets as much satisfaction out of putting on the other hat and encouraging and supporting others. And so this is a real milestone, guys, tonight, because you're actually moving from one realm into another. It's a rite of passage. You've played on sports teams, the girls and the boys teams. If you go to the next level, you'll be playing on men's and women's teams. There is a difference, and that is not simply a difference in nomenclature. From here on in, you guys are considered to be men and women because times are changing for you, and you're graduating into a new realm altogether. I think of the kids who graduated 100 years ago, maybe even tonight. What is this, the 21st or 20th of June? Well, it may well have been this night 100 years ago, just up the road in the old high school where the first class graduated. Just think of that. And just like you, they were laughing and hugging and remembering, but also a little concerned about what lies ahead, because life is not easy and it's short. In fact, then, that first year, they graduated, they were between two wars, and I think the sense of gloom was as pervasive then as it perhaps is now. I live in an old house in Timmins on Hemlock Street. It was built in 1914, and we did some renovations a few years ago. And in between the rafters, between the floors, I found a diary of a guy by the name of George. I know his last name. I'm not going to tell you now. There'd be no embarrassment in it, but I have it with me here tonight. This little red book. He was a Timmins High and vocational school, actually a Timmins High School student. It wasn't TH&VS then. And back in those days, we didn't have a lot of things that we do now. And so boys and girls, high school students, young and old people had diaries. And this was 1927 of all times. And it's a diary for a boy. You can see here the front page. There's a couple of guys, and the heading is boxing and other things. But I want to read to you just a little bit from the entry of I think it's February. No, we can start the other end. Here we go. 1920 of all things 7, and he was, from what I read here, he would have been maybe 15 or 16 years of age, going to Timmins High. And I want to read what he says because it's not all that different from what you guys are experiencing. February 18th of 1927, Friday. I was nearly late this morning. After 3, I played football. Tonight I was going to go in February. He's a man's man, that boy. And tonight I was going to go to a club which was near to the rink. And he talks about hockey. Oh yes, here it is, the day before. I got back my report card, my report today, and came 8th in the class of 34. I got over 60% of the year done so far. I like physiography. I don't know what that is. Is that ancient physics? I guess so. He says he says, the best of all my 9 subjects, I went and played hockey for one of the school teams, but we were beaten 2-1. And you know, as I read through this, he speaks of girls, he speaks of parties, he speaks of playing sports, he speaks of life, and it's not that different. Doesn't talk about TikTok, whatever that is, and things that you guys do, but a lot of the things that he mentions here are things that are part of your experience, and they were part of my experience in the 1960s. Talking about all of those, kind of cool, you know, to have this. But it just reminds me that the more things change, the more, in some senses, they remain the very same. I guess the first takeaway is that life is short, because George, I know the family, has been gone from the earth for quite a while. He's probably born in about 1912, if my calculations are right. And even if he lived to be 100, that would be quite a while ago that he gone. He didn't live to be 100, but he had a good life. And I remember an old piece that said, life at best is very brief. It's like the falling of a leaf. It's like the binding of a sheath. So be in time. Life is short. First takeaway, life happens quickly. And David, who was one of the great minds of antiquity, said this, so teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Psalm chapter 90. So I just leave that with you, because being wise is different from knowing stuff. You can know stuff, but wisdom is knowing how to apply the stuff in a way that's beneficial to you and to others. So, you know, I was wondering, what would the teachers be saying in the common room this week? Probably a lot of things, looking forward to the summer vacation and all, but when they thought about you guys, I'm sure that one of them said, I wonder what kind of class this will be. What kind of a class, graduating class that we had this year. And I thought about some of the graduates from Timmins High and vocational school in years past. You know, I've been to 3 TH&VS reunions. The first one was 1980 or 81, I think 1981. There were 8,000 people came back for that, if you can believe it. It was huge. In fact, the McIntyre Arena was filled, the Archie Dillon Sportsplex was filled, the Curran Club was filled, and it was divided up among age groups, as you might perceive. But I remember sitting there at the McIntyre. I wasn't really involved because I was only out of high school then about 10 years, and a lot of my classmates didn't come back. They came back a little later when reminiscing became more important. The older you get, the more you like to think about old things, and the better you were in your sports and everything else, of course, as time goes on. But that I was sitting there with my wife, and I remember watching in the McIntyre Arena a fellow who was on the floor, and he was an older guy then. He would have been in his 50s. I laugh because I look in the rearview mirror to see people in their 50s, and I don't think of them as being old anymore. But he was an old guy then, and people were hugging him, and he was talking to them, and I could see that he was a very significant guy. And I learned that his name was Cease Linder. How many here heard of Cease Linder? Probably very few. He was a big-time Hollywood actor. In fact, he was in Goldfinger. He was the CIA guy who was with James Bond. Yeah, Timmins High. He was here in the 1930s. His father was the rabbi, and he was here during those 5. And he came back, and he just looked like he was having a wonderful time of reminiscing, and people were just so glad to see him. I remember the next one in 2000. Shania Twain came back, and I remember the hush went through the place as people were saying, she's here. She was at the height then of her popularity, and she was here. And I was just thinking of some of the very well-known people who have come out of this school. NHL players like Hector Marini and Paul Harrison. Alan Stanley is a Hall of Famer. Do you know that? He came to Timmins High. He might have left before that to play junior hockey, but he was here. Have you heard of William Aid, Bill Aid, the great Canadian pianist? After Glenn Gould, he was #1. He performed at all of the great venues around North America and around the world. William Aid was from here. He graduated from Timmins. He won the Rose Bowl about 4 years in a row back in the 1940s, long time ago. William Aid. And there are others. Terry Hollowak. There are 2 senators from Timmins High who graduated from here. And a number of cabinet ministers, including Alan Pope, who's good friends of some of us here tonight. And so there are a lot of these people. So as I think about the grads, I think but you're thinking, well, that's not me. Well, it's not me either. They're in a class by themselves. And we're going to talk a little bit about success and what it means tonight. Were they successful? Well, according to a lot of people, they were, and hopefully they were, but you'd have to ask them. I know that some of the lives of big people don't end up being all that successful, ultimately. That's one group. Then I thought about another group, and they're the names of the people who are on those big boards in front of the office here. How many of you even recognize that? Did you ever look at those boards, those brown boards across from the office? And what's there? What are the names? Can you tell me? Yell it out. Who knows? Come on. They are the names of the men and women. I checked tonight, there are more women than I thought who fought in World War II. And there are about 35 stars beside the names because these are people who didn't come back. Huh. So, we look at the big superstars who have done very well, but in my view, the people who volunteered to protect our liberties and our freedoms in Canada, and knowing that they were stepping into the jaws potentially of death, they're the ones that we should look to with great gratitude. And hopefully you guys will never have to fight a war like that. I hope you won't. But I do hope that the sense of service that enabled them to do what they did will be also in you, looking after those who are coming after you in a way that they did. They were a great generation. So, I was thinking of, Customato. He was the guy who trained Mike Tyson. And as we look to the future, guys, I'm sure that you are wondering what's coming around the corner. And I'm not here to give a doom and gloom speech, but I tell you that things are not great. You have to look very far. But Customato, who is Mike Tyson's trainer, said, "Heroes and cowards feel the same fear, but heroes respond differently." We all can be afraid, but when it comes to facing adversity, you will in your life to some extent. You'll face difficult challenges in your life from time to time, but don't feel that you're the only one who does, because we all do. And Babe Ruth said, "Don't let the fear of striking out keep you from standing at home plate." Anyway, so what kind of class will this be? I started off by saying that the teachers probably wondered, what will the 100th iteration of the graduating class from Timmins High and Vocational School be like? I listened to an interview with Jim Harbaugh about a month ago. Do you know who he is, Jim Harbaugh? Some of you guys must know who he is. Who is he? The coach of come on, Michigan Wolverines, right, that won the national championship. Some of you may be football fans. Anyway, some of you guys, the older ones, would know that. But Harbaugh was talking, and he was remembering when he started to coach for Bo Schembechler, who was the coach of Michigan. And he remembers a coaches meeting before that season. And someone said, "Coach," to Harbaugh, or to Schembechler, "what kind of a team are we going to have this year?" And Harbaugh said, and Schembechler said this. He said, I'll know in 20 years. And I thought he was going to say how many guys made in the NFL, how many guys played in all-star teams, but he didn't. "I'll know in 20 years what kind of a team we will have this year by what kind of men," and they were all men, the football team, "what kind of men they turn out to be. Well, what kind of people will they be? Will they be good dads? Huh? Will they be good husbands? Huh? Will they be good teammates at work? Will they be honorable, kind, considerate, compassionate, loving people, with virtuous people, honest and hardworking people?" And I want to tell you guys, if you want to be successful, he's right. When we look back and wonder what kind of a graduating class we're going to have this year, and you're all going to face challenges in life, I can tell you that from personal experience. It's going to bring tears to your eyes from time to time. But just support each other, be encouraging with one another, and be people of virtue, honesty, hard work, and all these qualities that I know you've heard about over time, but I'd encourage you to pursue that, to be people of character, people of principle, and if you are, you will be successful. So God bless you.
I would like to call upon Graduation Executive Member Kaya Taylor as she comes forward to thank you.
On behalf of the graduating class of 2024, the Timmins High and Vocational staff, along with our guests, I would like to thank you, Judge Carr, for your motivating speech. We are honored to have such a wonderful role model and prominent member of our community speak at our graduation. Thank you for inspiring us to achieve our dreams. Please accept this as a token of our gratitude.
Appreciate it.
Each year, a graduation executive committee is formed to act as representatives for the graduating class in assisting with the organization of the graduation ceremony. The graduation executive members make decisions to assist with making the graduation ceremony unique and memorable. I would like to introduce this year's graduation executive. Please stand as your name is called. Hayden Bedard. Lowen Benham. Leanne Castillo. Alyssa Delich. Brooke Parr. Charlie Plurd. Emma Polk. Kaya Taylor. And Zoe Whitehead. Thank you for your collaboration and all your hard work this year. Charlie Plurd of the Graduation Executive will now present the class of 2024 gift to the school.
Each year, the graduating class gives a gift to the school as a symbol of gratitude and to act as a timeless monument for current and future students to utilize. The graduation executive is given the task to fundraise for the gift and to determine what this gift is to be. This year, we held a raffle, which many of you supported, and for that we are thankful. As a gift, the graduation executive has decided on a donation box to be built and put in the main office for the collection of clothing, non-perishable food items, and toiletries donated to the closet, a room in the school that all students can access for free to pick up items of need. It is our hope that this gift will assist with the organization and collection of goods for this wonderful resource at Timmins High and Vocational School.
I now call upon this year's class valedictorian, Alyssa Delich, to deliver the valedictorian address.
There we go. Sorry about that. Good evening, honored guests, graduates, faculty, friends, and family. My name is Alyssa Delich, and it is an honor to be a part of the class of 2024 graduation ceremony. I know how much we don't like long speeches, so bear with me one moment. Okay, here we go. Let me just get that aligned. Okay, just kidding. That was the first draft. I cut it down. I think you guys would thank me. It's pretty hot in here. Okay. Jokes aside, graduates, we are gathered here together for one final moment as classmates. Many of us have stood side by side since kindergarten through each awkward phase, from learning how to tie our shoes to making friendships we will never forget in the kindergarten and elementary school. And now we have navigated a global pandemic as we entered high school. But throughout these awkward phases, there was always one constant: each other. And now, 14 years later, we are here celebrating our achievements. Our graduating class holds a special place in the history of Timmins High. Today we celebrate not only our achievements, but also 100 years of Timmins High. For a century, Timmins High has produced graduates through pivotal moments in history, from the challenges of World War II to the triumphs of the Civil Rights Movement. Our school has witnessed the creation of the internet and now the rise of AI. Timmins High celebrates its first graduating class to have started high school amidst a global pandemic. As such a distinct graduating class, we are comprised of a diverse group of students with ranging perspectives and interests. However, despite our individual uniqueness, we have a lot more in common than it appears. We have collectively encountered twists and turns throughout a chaotic, to say the least, high school career. We began high school with an unprecedented level of uncertainty lingering around us. To those in the audience, imagine a world where high school meant attending just one class a day, where semesters were known as octomesters. Envision constantly being on high alert while balancing academics with pandemic uncertainty, never knowing if the next day would be spent attending class from a device or seeing each other mask to mask. Well, this was something that we didn't have to imagine. This was something we lived. If starting high school isn't confusing enough on its own, we had to navigate teenage emotions, COVID fears, and the ever-changing world around us all at once. Each year of high school, we approached with new uncertainty of what would be ahead. But as we stumbled through the adversity around us, COVID restrictions began to lift. We developed some peculiar coping mechanisms, like binge watching entire TV series and allowing TikTok trends to dictate the way we spend our times. However, during this complicated time, we have also achieved some major successes. Timmins High successfully hosted OFSA boys basketball in 2023, broke numerous girls' track records, and revitalized a music performance program. The Historical Society raised funds to support Ukraine, while our student council worked tirelessly to revitalize school spirit and culture. Our robotics team enjoyed many successes throughout the province, and valuable lessons were learned in tech and trades programs. And of course, I can't forget our revealing end to our Christmas assembly. Chaz Taylor, how are you guys? Yeah. We could have not have had these successes without the help and support of many people. As we reflect on our 4 years at Timmins High, we can be thankful for those in our lives that have supported us and guided us, whether it be on a daily basis or by a simple act. Thank you, teachers, for providing us with the foundational skills that will allow us to continue and learn in whatever path we choose. We thank administration for your guidance and patience. Your willingness to help us have a memorable last year has made it amazing. Thank you. We thank our office staff for your endless work that you do behind the scenes. Your work does not go unnoticed. I'm sure keeping track of all of those late records isn't easy. Thank you, EAs. With your support, many of us have been able to achieve our learning goals. Custodial staff, I know that our cohort wasn't always the cleanest, so thank you for keeping our school tidy. Graduates, take a moment to look at those on the stage with you. Reflect on the memories we've created together, from playing in the schoolyard in elementary school, and biking around in middle school, and now the late night drives in high school. We have established memories that will last a lifetime, so please thank each other for these unforgettable experiences. Thank you, guys. Reflecting back on our senior year, we began to realize that time is fleeting, and some of us dealt with it in our own way. What we thought were once future decisions have now become inevitable. But today, as we are here in our caps and gowns, we acknowledge the past, present, and the future. If high school has taught us anything, it may not be that y equals mx plus b or proper comma placement. I'm sorry, Ms. Smith. But high school has taught us to expect the unexpected. Our vision of what high school would be like when we were younger has significantly been different than the high school experiences we expected. Students don't break out into song in the hallways, and there certainly isn't a secret society of wizards roaming the hall, as at least I know of. High school is full of laughing, crying, and most importantly, experiencing. There is nothing more important than experiencing each and every moment life throws at you. So while we constantly catch ourselves saying, I can't wait to get out of here, I can't wait to leave Timmins, think about when you were little and all the things you hope to achieve. We don't realize that we've already completed the things we always wanted. So I went around asking a few graduates what were some things that they wanted to achieve when they were little. Some graduates said, finally getting our driver's license, making sports teams, getting our braces off, getting our first jobs, being accepted into our dream programs, becoming the teenagers we idolized when we were younger, and finally, being at our high school graduation. Now, these couldn't wait moments have all become memories. Far too often, we aren't living in the moment, really soaking it in. We're distracted by what's to come, either in fear or anticipation. So live in the moment now before it fades into a memory. Do not let the future allow you to overlook the possibilities of the present. Now, more than ever, we find ourselves avoiding reality, scrolling on our phones until time dissipates. I urge you all to look at the world around you, try something new, embrace change, and seize the moment to accomplish. We have to revel in the highs and ride out the lows to know who we really are. Do not let the fear of making mistakes halt your pursuit of success. If you have confidence in yourself and what you can accomplish, nobody can stop you. My papa used to say, do the right thing even when nobody is watching. I ask my fellow graduates on the stage to do the right thing for you even when nobody is watching. Do not let anyone but yourselves make your decisions for you. Life comes in waves, some bigger, some smaller, and some very familiar. To tie things back to our first year in high school, we may have fallen short of the traditional high school experience, whatever that means, but we have learned how to be resilient, creative, and make the best out of our situation. Although we have missed opportunities in the past, we need to take these missed opportunities and turn them into something present. Be the change you want to see. The future is bright and is ours to decide, but like our brief 4 years in high school, what makes the future valuable is that you never know what to expect. Graduation is not the end, it is only the first step of a lifelong adventure of love, learning, and mistakes. So take time to enjoy the journey, not just the reward. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you, Timmins High.
Lots of paper up here. This concludes the ceremony honoring a graduating class of 2024. I would like to thank our amazing guidance team, our office team, and all of the staff members who have worked so hard to make today possible. We now invite you to join us in the cafeteria for light refreshments. There is a photo spot decorated in the cafeteria for you to take photos in your grad gowns. Afterwards, please return your graduation gown and stole to the area outside the library. The caps and tassels are yours to keep as a memento. Diplomas and scholarships are also available to be picked up outside the main office. On behalf of the Timmins High and Vocational School graduates and staff, I'd like to thank you, parents, guardians, for attending this year's graduation ceremony. Please rise while the graduates exit our theater. My pleasure. Thanks, guys. There's lots of paper up here. Wait. Okay.
Close your eyes, let me tell you all the reasons why. Think you're one of a kind. Here's to you, the one that always pulls us through. Always do what you gotta do. You're one of a kind. Thank God you're mine. You're an angel dressed in armor. You're the fear in every fight. You're my life and my safe harbor, where the sun sets every night. And if my love is blind, I don't wanna see the light.